Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me, and we are here for our first official football video of the season. And today's special is going to be a weekly occurrence. I was challenged by The Scoreboard Don't Lie, another YouTube channel, to do some sort of head-to-head competition for picks this season. And what we decided on is dogs only. So for the next 17 weeks, every week we're going to get on here and pick a underdog from the NFL or the NCAA, up to 5 picks a week. Most units at the end of the season wins. That is the challenge. So make sure you're not only checking out my videos, but also his over on his channel so that you can kind of see where both of our heads are at each week. Here's the deal, guys. I made this spreadsheet. Okay, I love a good spreadsheet. Do I love a good spreadsheet, okay? And I created this so we can track every play and sort it by both NCAA and NFL picks so you can kind of see as we progress through both of these seasons who is better or worse at each of these two things. All of it will be aggregated for a total sum of units based on underdog picks. So that is how this competition is going to work. So expect one of these videos and, I'm going to also have more videos on NFL and different things, and so is he. So this is just one small segment of our channels each week. I do want to give you a fair warning, and I'll give this every week. These are picks for entertainment. My goal is to find value for you, but football is one of the harder sports to beat long term. It just is. It's the most money that comes to it. It's the sharpest lines. It's the most data. It just take everything I say with a grain of salt and understand that if we end positive on the year, I will be thrilled, okay? And that is somewhat tough to do with picking only underdogs. So here's some quick tips. I would recommend combining my picks if you want to tail them with promos. I'm always going to be a guy who says, I don't necessarily love the handicapping world there's a lot of people telling you how you should spend your money. I am here to tell you to be smart with your money and to bet what you can afford and to play all the promos. If you find the money line of some of my picks to be too risky, take the spread. Okay, if I'm sitting here calling for a 7-point dog to win outright, and you're like, I like what he says, but too risky for me, I'm going to take the +7. Go for it. Okay, you're not going to hurt me. Again, my angle is always to take the math or the expected value into consideration as well as the situation, the game script, the handicapping, the storylines, okay, the personnel. I think too often we have one or the other. We have people who handicap and will take a number no matter what it is just because they like the script. And some people will take the math and they won't pay any attention to what is going to happen. Okay, I like both. And I think there's value in both. So that is what I try to do on this channel. Here it is, baby. Let's get started. Tomorrow, I don't know when this video is going to come out consistently from week to week, but I'm putting it out today on Wednesday because the first underdog I like is Thursday, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Here are all the lines for the North Carolina-Minnesota game. This game is played in Minnesota, and Minnesota is coming in as a slight underdog +105 or +1.5 to +2 on the spread. The total set pretty low at 50.5. I am just not sold on North Carolina sans Drake May. We know Drake May leaves. He goes to the draft. He gets drafted by the Patriots. And I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know who they're going to start. They don't know who they're going to start, okay? There are 2 guys who are still fighting for the job, and the game's tomorrow. I mean, I'm sure they have made a decision, but it's not public. This is a team that ranked 89th in the run last year and did not improve in any way in the offseason. While Minnesota returns versus the run, 89th versus the run. Okay, that's important because Minnesota returns 4 offensive linemen and they have 4 strong running backs. Okay, I don't know who's going to get the yards tomorrow or the rest of the season, but I don't care because the yards are going to come. You bring back the bulk of your offensive line and you bring back experienced running backs. Hello. Okay, Max Brosmer is coming in from New Hampshire. He led the FCS in passing. Yes, guys, I get it. The competition is inferior. He was playing against plumbers and electricians, as people say when they compare who Michael Jordan played to. The point is, he's a senior. He has experience. And I think this is a playmaker that Minnesota had been lacking in the past. And so I feel really good about what this team can do this year, especially in this matchup. So my prediction in this game is 17-24, low scoring, grind it out, run heavy, control the tempo sort of game, and getting after UNC's quarterback. So I like Minnesota at home. I like them on the money line at plus 105. Second upset I like, and this one, here's the deal. When there is a line that I think is so wrong that it's a disgrace, that I'm like, why is this team not favored? Then I doubt myself. Like, I would rather be kind of 50-50 and lock in an underdog than be like 80-20 and then have to doubt, like, what am I missing? I don't know what I'm missing in this one. And if you do, please comment. But I do not know. I genuinely don't know how Eastern Michigan is the underdog in this one. Every computer model that I look at, every bit of research I do, nothing points to UMass. So I don't know. 3-point underdog, 49.5 on the total, plus 122 is where you can get them. Sorry, this picture isn't loading. It's a green E if you want to know. Like I said, I don't know if this is a trap spot because it feels too obvious. They get Cole Snyder from Buffalo, another MAC school. He comes in to be the quarterback. And I think their offense just overall is a lot stronger than UMass's offense. This is less about Eastern Michigan and more about UMass. So UMass's defense was awful last season, 38 points per game surrendered. They've lost 11 of their last 12 home games against the MAC, and they have QB questions. They're starting the same QB that they started last year, but in 9 games last year, he had 6 touchdowns. Okay, the running back was the focal point of their offense, and the running back left. I believe he went to Michigan State. Okay, so I don't see how UMass keeps pace. I think Eastern Michigan wins outright, and I wouldn't be shocked if they won by double digits. Okay, I have it 37-24. I don't think UMass keeps up, and I think they truly lack a home field advantage. Last year they weren't good at home. They've lost 11 of the last 12 games to MAC schools at home. This is a team that's going to join the MAC conference next year. I just don't think they're ready for this game. And I just don't think they have any advantages on paper. And so for that reason, I would take Eastern Michigan at plus 122. Okay, this one needs a lot of explanation. Okay, Notre Dame and Texas A&M. At first, I was like, Notre Dame, right? Like, I'm all on Notre Dame. That's going to be my upset pick of the week. I like them this year. I think it's a college football playoff team. Like, I'm high on Notre Dame this year. I think it's a strong team, probably a top 3 defense in the country, okay? So I was just going in with that information, just going to blindly pick them this week when I saw they were a dog. But then, shame on me, I did some research, okay? Last year, they beat Duke 21-14, okay? Great. Now, what was significant about that game? Duke had Riley Leonard at that time. Riley Leonard goes down with an injury in that game. Duke was coached by Mike Elko, okay, who is familiar with Riley Leonard, as you would expect. Quarterback and coach are always, or should be, in sync, okay? Riley Leonard hits the transfer portal, leaves Duke, and goes to Notre Dame. Mike Elko leaves Duke and goes to Texas A&M. So what do we have this weekend? We have a former quarterback and a former coach playing each other. Now, I give the edge to Notre Dame's defense, but I can't take Notre Dame in this one. Notre Dame is starting some inexperienced offensive linemen. Texas A&M has a very strong defensive front. I think Mike Elko is going to know that, and he's going to put pressure on Riley Leonard all day long. I don't know if they'll be able to run the ball and kind of alleviate some of that pressure in the pass game. So I'm just a little worried about this one. But even though I'm not picking Notre Dame, like, let me be clear, this is an underdog video and it may look like I am picking a side on this. I'm not picking a side, okay? There will be a bonus play at the end, so stay tuned for that. Let's talk about Stanford and TCU, guys, because this is the wild pick of the week. This game is on Friday at 10 p.m. So again, it's before Saturday, so I wanted to give you a heads up. This is a 10-point spread, 9.5-point spread. Okay, 2-possession spread. Stanford is hosting TCU. They are 270 on the money line. All right? And guys, I'm not saying that this is a guarantee. This is far from a lock. This is far from a guarantee. But what I'm saying is there are things that make me think that 9.5 is too much and possibly they could squeak it out in the money line. So Stanford brings back 5 offensive linemen. They return their quarterback and their wide receiver, a wide receiver who maybe NFL draft potential by the end of his college career. He's a sophomore, okay? And he looked really good as a freshman. He's a 6'2", like 215, 180, I don't know. He's got the size, he's got the frame, he's got the skill, okay? And I think this team is just due for improvement. They weren't great last year. They had a couple of outings where they put up some points. Their defense was atrocious. They have room to grow, okay? They can't be worse. right? They keep a lot of the same people, same coach. So I just think naturally, you can assume they're due for improvement. TCU, Hoover is the quarterback, and he played a half a year. So he came in at the second half of the year, last year, had 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. That's not a great ratio. They were letting him sling that thing, okay? He was throwing the rock everywhere. Another interesting point is one of their starting cornerbacks is injured and will not play this game. This is also a defense who struggled last year. So you're going to give me an offense who returns a lot of its key pieces and has success against weaker defenses, against a weaker defense who lost a cornerback to injury. Now, their defensive scheme has also changed. Last year, they were running a 3-3-5. So 3 linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. Now they've switched it. 4 offensive linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. So they are taking, in essence, a man off of the secondary and putting him on the offensive or on the line, okay? That does not help them in this game. I don't care if they're pressuring the quarterback. I don't care if they're blitzing. I'm going to give the edge even, to the 5 offensive linemen. Yes, they'll mix up the packages. Yes, they'll bring guys. But the point is, I think there's going to be a lot of one-on-one opportunities for A.O. Manor. I don't know how to say his name. A.O. Manor. To have one-on-ones versus TCU's weak defense. And I think that could possibly be the deciding factor in this one. I think it's high scoring, and I think it's close. But 35-38 is my final score, and I think if Stanford can defend, they have a shot in this one. Now, here's my quick caveat. All of these plays are technically going to be tracked as one unit because that is the contest between the scoreboard don't lie and I, okay? But if I was just a viewer, if I was watching this, I probably wouldn't put a full unit on that. Okay, this is unlikely. Full unit is probably not necessary out of plus 270. If you like it, if you have other reasons to believe they might win, sure, go ahead. But I'm tracking it as a unit. But if you want to play this as a risk-free, promotion for DraftKings, I know they have a risk-free bet this week. If you want to play this for a half unit, a quarter unit, if you want to throw this into something do that. Okay, you don't have to follow my advice in terms of units for these videos. I'm just trying to give you something that I think is an angle. All right. So I told you I would have a bonus at the end. Here it is. I like Notre Dame and Texas A&M to go under 46.5 for all the reasons I've described. I think Notre Dame has a top 3 defense in the country, and I think Texas A&M will have keys to defend Riley Leonard. The only thing that's going to screw this up, I think, is turnovers in the other team's half of the field. Okay, Riley Leonard gets sacked, he fumbles at the 15-yard line. Texas A&M has a short field. Yeah, those things can screw us, and we can't predict those things. But overall, I think more often than not, this game's ending under 46.5. Now, here's the deal. With this contest, I uncovered some other plays that I like, spread plays. Not ones I'm confident in on the money line because they're like plus 400, plus 500, plus 600 on the money line, but teams I think can cover a double-digit spread. Here's the promise I'll make to you guys. I am on SoBet. If you don't know what SoBet is, it is basically a picks service, but also a platform that helps people. It's like a Twitter for handicappers. So you're invited to come to the platform and you post, and then people can pay $10 a month to come see all your picks, right? I like the idea of the platform, but full transparency, I hate asking people to pay for picks. I never want to do that. My dream is to make content full-time that costs you nothing to watch, that I get paid from with ad revenue. That's it, okay? I am not at that stage. So here is my promise to you. If you want these 3 picks and other picks daily for a month, right now until the end of August, it is $1 for this month, okay? You'll get a month of my picks for $1. The link is in the description. But if this video right now that I'm making gets 1,000 views by Saturday, I'll give you all my picks for free, okay? I would rather build a community of people who come by, have a good time, talk sports, enjoy my content, watch my content weekly, and get paid from ad revenue than I would force you. You work a 9 to 5, okay? Your money is very important to you. You're already potentially risking it on my picks. I don't want you to have to pay an added fee on top of that for something like SoBet. Again, I work for SoBet, right? Like, there's no shade to SoBet. I respect what they do, but it's not my style. At the end of the day, I don't want that. But I'm trying to do this for a living too. So as many avenues as I can get to help my family, I'm going to do. So That's where I stand. That's my full transparency. If you want to help me feed my family, here are some other things you can do. You can buy a shirt. Like I said, you can get my promo picks for $10 a month. It is $1 a month this month, as I mentioned. And if you are interested in the odds screen that I showed here, as well as other ARBs, EV plays, and live updated lines, you can sign up for OddsView. If you use my code GMG, you get a 35% discount. It's the largest discount they offer for any content creator code. So, hey, that's got to mean something, right? Free ways to support me. Watch my content every week. Get in here, get in the community, share this, send this to your buddies. Sign up for new books. If you use my link in the description for BetStamp, I get money when you sign up for a new book. So that doesn't cost you anything. If you're looking to sign up for a new book for this upcoming NFL or college football season, use my link if you do not mind. I get money just for you using it, okay? Like I said, I'm going to be releasing hopefully a video every single week, including this one, the Underdogs pick video. So come back every day, watch my content so I don't have to charge you for anything. Make YouTube pay me, baby. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon.